Hey, what's good, YouTube? This your boy Pursuit of Freedom. Freedom is the pursuit. Get to this money. Holla at you. All right, so I done showed y'all a few stocks, a few charts, a few trades, but I haven't introduced you to these candles. Now, these candlestick charting to me is the language of money, pure technical analysis. I want to show you how to look at these candles, how to read these candles, because you read money in action. Take advantage, people. Take advantage. So, to begin with, I'm going to just show you, okay, now in this example, it didn't have it green and red. Instead of green and red, you got white and black. And this ain't the best picture that I could find on some of the words, getting a little blurry, but I mean, you can understand what's going on here. So if this white candle represented a green candle, an individual candle, any green candle opens at the bottom of the candle. Now, these lines that are shooting out of the candle are known, well, I call them as wicks, like a candle wick. But in this example, they call shadows. I've also heard them be called stems, but I always call them a wick. So if this was a green candle, you got the open, which, I mean, and these candles can represent single minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, hour candles, daily candles, weekly candles, monthly candles, quarterly candles, whatever candle, whatever type of chart you're looking at, these candles are the same on every chart in any time frame. So you got a red candle, which is the black, and the white candle, which is the green. So you got a bullish candle. The open is at the bottom, closes at the top. Now what the wick is showing is that at some point the price action shot all the way down to this low, the absolute low, and then it got bought back up. And the same thing on the opposite end. On a bullish candle, it shot all the way up to this high, and then it got sold off back down. Now to your bearish candle, and in this case it's a black candle, the open of a red candle is always at the top, meaning that it pushed down throughout, if it's a minute, 15 minute, a daily candle, whatever type of candle you're looking at. So it pushed down and it closed at the bottom. Remember, just simply, the white represents a green candle and this black represents a red. Now, by name, the Marubozu. The Marubozu represents a candle of full strength, one directional, no indecision, 100% either bull or bear, either up or down, no wick at all. I mean, solid, 100% directional candle. No confusion at all with that candle there. I want to give you an example, a couple examples of the Marubozu. You got a green Marubozu at the top here. I mean, this thing pushed solidly up, and this is a daily chart. So SSKN, Strata Skin Sciences, this is a screenshot from the 1st of December. So the 3rd of December, Monday morning, I might put this here on my watch list because the stock may be pushing up. And I'm going to come back and do a review on that, probably do another video on it to see if the Marubozu continue to hold. And we already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in this trend. So it may not. But we also got a bearish Marubozu where this thing did nothing but shoot down for a full day. The bears were in complete control of this candle. Let's keep going. Next, I'm going to introduce you to both hammer, another word, but I don't really hear the term. You can read it. I don't even like to say that. And then you also got the inverted hammer or the shooting star. Now, I love both of these candles. Both of these candles are incredibly important in my trading. When you spot these candles are telling a story. Remember, I said this is the language of money, and I begin to show you. Oftentimes, hammer candles and shooting star candles are associated with trend reversals. can either be a sign to buy or a sign to get out or sell or to get out of your trade. Let's keep going. So let's start with the shooting star or the inverted hammer. Now you typically see the shooting stars, I like to call it, instead of saying it's an inverted hammer, but that's exactly what it is. You get, let's just say these represent full days. You got 1, 2, 3 days. The fourth day, this thing has what I like to say is a blow off top, meaning that the price action opened at the bottom here, a green candle. It shot all the way up to whatever this level is. The exact dollar of that level does not matter because the market said it was too expensive up here. So it sold back down. And to me, this often signals a trend reversal. This trend is upward trend. Typically, when you see this candle at the top of an upward trend, the trend is done. So just a quick example. You got 1, 2 days is DTRM, this Determined Incorporated, had a complete blow off top. This thing shot way up darn near to $1.10, opened at 51 cents on the day, as you can see up there on my software, topped out at $1.08, closed at 61, had a low of 50. So it has a tiny wick at the bottom, but this thing shot way up. These prices up here, the market said that it's too expensive, and sold it all the way back down. The market's kind of bearish right now anyway. Let's move forward. It's another example of a shooting star candle again. 1, 2, 3 days up. This thing shot, blew off its top. Look at the size of this volume candle at the bottom. I always keep my eyes on the volume. Also look at this RSI, Relative Strength Index. I got Wilders from one of my mentors to look at it. It broke above its high, so it was right to sell off. It's in overbought territory once it breaks above that, but that's getting into more market analysis, and that's another video. Next, you got your hammer candle or an inverted shooting star, however you might want to call that. But at the hammer candle, which is possibly my favorite individual candle. I mean, I love this candle. Look at this box over here. I got 20%. I did a screenshot like this on purpose to try to catch this box in the screen. But what I love about hammer candles, especially at the bottom of a bearish trend, these signify, like I put in that one slide, trend reversal. So this thing had been falling off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This actually count as 7, 8. And this right here is a doji star candle, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. But this counts as a red day. Look at your dollar volume. Sometimes in stocks you will have deviation where on this day, this down here says there's more selling than buying, but this candle is technically green. The trend of red is not broken at all with this green candle. Then you get this hammer. This says that the price opened up here, sold all the way down to this level, but the market said that this stock, Strata Skin Sciences Incorporated, SSKN, was too cheap at whatever this level is. That level don't matter. Just the candle is telling you that there's a trend reversal. These bottoms are too cheap and they got bought back up. Next thing you know, the trend reverses for the next 3 days to the tune of 20% gain. Has your bank account grown by 20% in 3 days? This right here, I call it an account grower, all in one candle. If you can spot this candle at the bottom of a bearish trend, you can begin to grow your money. Next, we got the Doji Star candle. This is a candle of indecision. This candle don't know what the fool it want to do. The market don't know what to say about this on that day, which is these three almost look exactly like a cross. The body of the candle is so close, like the open and close of this candle, which is the signal or the identifier of the Doji Star, being that the opening and the close of this candle are so close together that you can't, the market, it has an upper and lower wick, which they typically do. Sometimes the body can be close to the bottom or the body can be close to the top, but these 3 represent perfect doji star candles. Let's take a look at them. So I got two where the candle, the body, the opening and close are real close. This right here is more of an absolute doji, where the price actually did open and close in the exact same spot. You got a lower wick and an upper wick. The stock market didn't know if it was too expensive up here or too cheap down here. It was just right there. And you never know with these candles, because the day after, in this case, the trend went down. But the day after this one, the trend went higher. So the market don't know what they want to do with this stock. You know what I'm saying? I see those candles. I kind of tend to shy away and wait for the market to tell me what they want to do with that, because I never know. And then I also look for deviation. Like this technically is a green candle, but there are more selling pressure than buying pressure on whatever this day is. Let's move forward. And lastly, I want to show you bullish and bearish engulfing candles. Short video, just the introduction. There's so many more candles, so many different more ways to look at it, but these are typically all that I really look at. You know what I'm saying? And this right here can tell you a lot. Now, engulfing kind of speaks for itself. So in this example, before I get to some more example, you truthfully have, being that this white candle represents a green candle and the black candle represents a red candle, this represents a bullish engulfing candle. And I'm going to just say that each one of these candles represent a day. So this bearish candle, the body is much smaller. I mean, the bullish candle completely engulfed this candle is in its entirety. And that's not necessarily, necessary. It's not, that ain't needed. Because I consider it if it just engulfs the body. But this thing engulfed not only the body, but the full wick, the full candle. So that is an absolute engulfing candle, which also signals that the trend may be reversing. So in this case, if the trend was bearish, now the bulls are taking over. Example. So I'm going to start with a bearish engulfing candle, but I'm going to give you the lead-in trend. The lead-in trend for this here candle, as of right now, was extremely bullish. The bulls owned this stock for you can go even further back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, even though I see 2 days of deviation down here. But I got 8 green candles followed by a bearish engulfing candle that engulfs not only 1, 2, but like 2 3/4, or 2 2/3 of, candles all in one. And then you see the following trend is reversed. The bears on this day took over this stock and said, okay, this thing is done. This run is over with. The trend reverses, bears engulf the bulls, and then the bears own this stock for the next couple of days. Let's get to your next example. You got an example here where you got a bearish, almost getting close to that doji indecision candle. And then the next bearish candle is over here. You get the bulls fully engulfing not only this candle, but the next bearish candle closest by. And then you see the trend is now up. The bulls are taking over the stock. So that's about all I want to get at in a nutshell. Looking at these candles, just a quick reverse slide through. I mean, this is the language of money, man. You can learn how to do this thing from beginning to end by reading these candles. Oh, yeah, I've been in the lab. I've been doing my due diligence. Now, I just got to mix it with my trading a little bit and make the most of it. Just a little slideshow to get your mind started and how to look at this, how to attack this. You know what I'm saying? This is just one of many. I got a lot more to come. This is Pursuit of Freedom.